While you can buy a whole windsurfing set for around 1,000 euros on the second-hand market, you can literally spend up to tens of thousands of euros for a windsurfing set. But what actually is the difference between the two options? Now, of course, there are major factors such as buying second-hand or buying new, but also there's different quality of sails, booms or masts. And today we are going to find out about the major difference in boards. So we got 2 times the same board in a different construction with a price difference of 600 euros. We tested it ourselves and we had 2 random people on the beach testing the board, so you don't have to. Ich habe eine Frage und zwar suchen wir Leute, die uns bei einem Video helfen.
Natürlich.
Ja, immer.
Natürlich.
Ja? Okay, sehr gut.
On.
Bin ein großer Fan.
Keine
Sehr
Frage.
gut. Okay, das freut mich. Dann switche ich auf Englisch, wenn das okay ist, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right. So the idea is that we have 2 boards which are exactly the same,
Yeah.
but the construction is a different one. And we would
Okay.
like to get some feedback if you can feel a difference on the water between the 2 different constructions. Can we just introduce you? What's your name and what's your windsurfing experience?
My name is Felix Gitzi and I'm Bruno's father. My experience is that I used to windsurf when I was a teenager and then I stopped. And now since last year I picked it up again.
So you're returning?
Returning, yeah.
My name is Bruno Gitzi. I'm his son. He drives me around to windsurf. We both windsurf and I got into windsurfing because of him and he got back on windsurfing because of me. And I've been windsurfing now since a year, maybe a little bit less.
So of course we put a tape over where it says the construction on both boards, so you cannot really see which board is which, and it's kind of a blind test. Everything is the same, foot straps are in the same position, the fin is the same length, also different construction because it's delivered with a different kind of fin. Okay, you can choose whichever one. Okay.
I don't know where to put the mast.
Yeah, just put it in, let's put it in the middle. Wichtig nur, dass du den Mastfuß an die gleiche Position machst nachher.
Yeah.
Beim anderen Brett.
I'm so fast forgiving, 'cause you're the one to blame. It's so forgiving, addicted to the game. I've tried, just one taste of your heart, I've tried, go anywhere. I've tried, just one taste of your heart, I've tried. Just one taste of your heart, I've tried, go wherever you are. I've tried, just one taste of your heart, I've tried, go wherever you are.
Of course, how everything feels on the water is most important. But it's also interesting to know why certain things feel the way they do. And therefore we talked to Werner Gnigler, the shaper of JP Australia. So we're looking at the Super Ride. We tested the Super Ride ES and the Super Ride Wood Pro. And I was wondering, Werner, what is actually the difference between the 2 constructions, looking from a technical point of view?
The Wood Pro technology uses higher quality materials, therefore is lighter, and the normal version is a bit cheaper, therefore. Technical point of view is the Wood Pro uses like a sandwich construction. That means that the EPS core is wrapped in a high density PVC foam sheet on the deck, and on the bottom we use a thin wood veneer for sandwich construction. That means you get a lot of stiffness into the board itself by using these sandwich materials. You don't need so much fiberglass or carbon to reinforce the whole construction. With the ES construction, we use like a fiberglass mix. Therefore, we use quite a bit more fiberglass to get the stiffness and the durability in the board, and we end up a little bit heavier. So this is basically the difference.
So I actually thought first, okay, that board's probably gonna be better, but then I tried this one and this one felt lighter kinda. So I like this board better because the last board that I tried I liked the best but it's a very stable board and very good for beginner, but it's not so fast as I want it to be. It could go faster. Compared to the other one, it was easier to plane and faster. It was faster, yeah. I think the other one is more expensive. It looks more expensive.
I like them both very much. My feeling was that the one which I had first was accelerating much faster and kind of felt very stable on the water and also on the choppy water. And I really liked it in the jibes. It was really steady and good in the jibes. But my feeling is that that's kind of more the stable, more kind of for the intermediate, and that the other one is a little bit more tough to ride, so you need to be a little bit more experienced, and then probably you can get more speed out of it, and that's probably why it's also not so stable in the jibes. But I must say I could start to like them and kind of use them in a daily ride.
And there's a price difference. You mentioned that mainly the price difference is from the materials you use?
Yes, because a PVC sheet and carbon and the wood sandwich is expensive. Fiberglass is a cheaper version, but to make up to make sure the board is durable enough, you need quite a bit more fiberglass, which is cheaper material. So that's why we end up with a price difference, but also the weight is a big difference, and that results in a performance difference.
We felt on the water that the wood board feels a bit more racy and direct, and the ES board feels, let's say, safer and a little bit dampened. How would you explain that?
First of all, the Wood Pro is lighter and feels more alive, but also quite a bit stiffer due to the sandwich construction. A fiberglass board without sandwich is a bit softer and heavier, and therefore it feels a bit more like suspension on the water and not so direct.
And then from your point of view, which board would you recommend to whom?
Yeah, everyone who is looking for a more sporty, more exciting ride, I recommend the lighter construction, the stiffer one. I think the Wood Pro is definitely the construction to go for.
Well, thanks a lot, Werner. Thanks for all the answers. I gotta say both of them have a pretty spot-on feeling for the board, because what they described is pretty much what I felt. The only big difference is that Bruno thought the ES board felt a bit lighter on the water. I think that is because the board just feels smoother on the water. So when you hit the chop, everything feels a bit dampened. You don't get that much direct feedback, which is what you need as a beginner. The board is obviously cheaper, the ES board. It is a bit heavier, of course, but yeah, as a beginner, it doesn't matter so much. You gotta look out for the price, whereas the wood board just feels that little bit more direct. I feel like you can rail it a bit more just because it feels a bit lighter to control when a big part of the board is out of the water and you're trying to fly it. And I would say it's always nice to see when the board does what it's supposed to do and the construction works in the way it was intended to work. And I think the feedback from Bruno and Felix, and as well from me, shows that pretty much, with a little exception from Bruno. It was great to also get some feedback from some amateurs, not only from me, and I would say it was a pretty successful test here in the south of France. And in the end, you have to know for yourself if you want to pay a little bit more for a little bit more of a sporty, light and direct feel, or you would prefer to go for a dampened, softer ride, which could potentially make it easier for you. Shout out to JP Australia for arranging the 2 freeride boards for us. Now, of course, you can apply this to all other brands as well. I just hope we could show you what the difference between the 2 construction is and shed some light. Let us know in the comments which construction would you choose. Also, let us know in the comments what else you want to see on this channel. And I would say I see you guys in the next video. And if you want to go for the best possible construction, you want to go with a Wood Pro. I built it myself. It's a little bit more heavy. If you want to see what that looks like, check out the video we linked below.